Hello, everybody. I'm Derek,
I'm Chris.
and today we're going to be looking at the Spirit Science YouTube channel. And yeah, it's pretty much a YouTube channel made by somebody who I think is like on LSD 24/7 or something like that, and thinks their weird thoughts are real.
Yeah, but like even on LSD, like I wouldn't think like the moon wasn't real.
Do you want to watch that video first, or
Um,
you want to get through this one?
yeah, let's just watch this since
It's like since like their second most popular,
yeah.
and their most popular one is like the Human History movie. What I want to know is like where they found an animator willing to animate this person's feverish ideas.
I mean, maybe they animated it. I thought they were I thought they were like a group. Is it just like one guy?
Are they?
I thought.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Oh wait, it's created by one person, but
Yeah.
maybe it is one person. I don't know. I mean, the ideas presented in these videos are like so fucking insane. Like I wouldn't be. Maybe it is just one person doing all this shit.
Well, they have like hundreds of thousands
The religion of the future will be
subscribers, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there are people out there.
Oh my god. Okay, let's try to get through this one.
be a cosmic religion. It should transcend personal God and avoid dogma and
So it'd
theology.
just be nothing. So why would?
Yeah, there shouldn't even be a religion.
Can you feel it? A sort of anticipation growing stronger and stronger? Another way of
What?
putting it is time is speeding up. I've heard that discussion for a while now. I know most people have felt it at some point, maybe while
I've
watching
never
the
felt
news
it.
or perhaps something in their own lives. Something big is about to happen. You can see signs
Yeah,
of it all over
human
the world.
beings can't move at
Revolutions
speeds
rapidly
to
spreading
where they
across
would
the Middle
like
East. Protests occurring in
legitimately
America and
feel a
Europe.
difference in time.
Earthquakes are devastating the world, like in Japan, Myanmar,
Yeah.
and Greece. The global economy is failing so hard that it looks like we're looking
Well, it's
forward
going
to a
up
global
now.
recession, the likes of which makes the 30s look like a cakewalk. Not to mention that if global warming doesn't put our planet into an ice age, we're going to kill
Maybe.
ourselves from
I don't know.
overpopulation for sure. And
It's
using the
not
rate
how
of doubling,
overpopulation
we
works.
definitely don't have the resources to survive the way we are for maybe little over 10 years. Yet, despite all of these things, we're about to learn something amazing. It's something that will transform the Earth into something completely different, something incredible and beautiful. Many people across the globe have learned about this.
This is all just vague bullshit so far.
Others have dedicated their
Yeah.
lives to talking about it, to teaching it. I'm someone
Tell
who's
us what it is.
seen
God damn it.
Yeah,
people who talk about it.
like a big thing's coming.
Mind, body, spirit. This is the sacred trinity that allows us life on Earth. Without even one of these three, we could not function.
Wait,
well.
what?
Yet, in today's
Oh,
world,
no, I
we
couldn't
only
hear.
really
You want me to turn it up?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Like, here's what they said.
mind, body, spirit. This is the sacred trinity that allows us life on Earth. Without even
Spirits
one of
aren't
these things,
real.
we could
Yeah.
not function
Holy
properly.
shit.
Yet, in
Like
today's
water
world,
is the
we
most
only really
essential
truly
thing for
understand
life
two
on
of the
Earth.
three.
Not none of those
We have
things.
scientifically
Yeah.
mapped the mind and the body. We understand next to every aspect about each of them. Yet,
Nothing,
what do we
because it's
really
not
know about the
real.
spirit, the
We
soul?
know it's
Yeah.
made up.
What is it? Where does it come from? For centuries, religions have been
They're
the primary
wrong,
source for
too.
answers pertaining to the soul, but they're not concrete. Many different religions have a different answer and ideas about how things work on this level. Recently, however,
Oh my god.
a discovery was made, which led to new discoveries and further discoveries. These incredible insights went
What is
largely
this new
unnoticed by the
discovery? It's
global
just like-
community, and while governments and secret services of the world
Yeah,
acknowledged them,
seriously.
it wasn't something that really got to the masses. Today, this information is still slowly
Okay,
coming out,
finally.
and I'm going to share
That was
it
a
with you.
long ass intro. Oh, something big. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna change the world, which it obviously hasn't.
In the world of science, what do we really know about thoughts? We know we can measure them. By hooking up scanners, you can measure the frequency that are emitted when you think them. They're measurable, yet there isn't anywhere specific in the brain that holds them. Is it possible that you create your thoughts outside your mind? Maybe not.
What? Create your thoughts outside your mind?
I'm like fairly certain. I don't remember much from the psychology class I took because it was boring as fuck. And I never went to it. Pretty sure we do know like the centers of the brain that are responsible for conscious thoughts.
Yeah.
I think. I guess it depends on what he defines as thoughts.
Well, it's hard to like know like what he defines as anything because like, holy shit, like this is just like a endless barrage of lunacy, and like we're only 2.5 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean if he means like just like consciousness, okay. But besides that, I mean, we have the brain pretty well figured out for the most part.
Yeah.
Like which parts do what. Okay, let's see what he...
All right.
I don't know where he's going with this.
I don't know either.
But is it possible that you create your thoughts into the external world from your mind?
Doesn't
This
mean
is what we're
anything,
you
you
talk about
fucking
today.
idiot.
The
fuck are you talking about?
I've thought a lot of weird things, and none of them externalize themselves.
Do you have a shared connection between a loved one or a pet, where you can always tell exactly how the other is feeling, or what they're thinking of, even if they're not really around? Have you ever met someone that you really got bad vibes from, and your intuition turned out right? We've all had experiences like these, at
And?
least a few times,
Yeah.
some many more than others. There are even a few people who can kind of tap into this experience quite easily. I believe one of the terms
Or
for
it's
it
called
is
being
psychic.
able to read facial
Let's say for the sake of
expressions.
discussion that when you think of something,
Jesus Christ.
it appears
We're
right
picking
in
up
front
on
of you.
social
No,
cues. It's not
physically, but
it's not being a
different
psychic.
realm that's in and around
Yeah.
all of us. We'll just assume for now that it's not something that we're consciously aware of, and it's something that we're going to discuss later on. For now, let's just call it the thought realm.
Like if you see a guy
When
at
you're
a
doing
bank
something, you start
wearing
by
a hoodie
thinking
with
about
his
it.
hoodie pulled
When
over
you're
and he's
building a pool in
skulking
your
around in
backyard
the
or making
back,
a sandwich, you have to
you know, like getting bad vibes
Even
from
the
him doesn't mean you're a
subconscious
psychic.
self, for things like water.
It
This
just
shouldn't be
means you're
anything
like
new to us.
aware of
We think of
social
things
norms
before
and
we
how to
do them,
respond to
even
them.
if it's a split second before them. This is just how we function, and our physical actions match the thoughts that we've created. You might say that you move through your thoughts, turning non-physical ideas into physical
Yeah.
actions. When an inventor gets an idea, this idea can quickly spread
Moving
throughout
isn't a
all of his
fucking
colleagues and
idea.
friends.
That's not like...
Ideas and
Yeah,
thoughts are
it's-
spreadable.
I don't think like
Multiple
I'm
people
gonna
can
take a
hold on
step,
to the same idea
then
at
I
once,
take a step. That's
allowing
not how
them to
like...
grow and develop further.
Oh my god.
Don't think of thoughts
This-
as separate, but as a whole that everyone
This person
latches
might
onto.
be more crazy
Of
than
course, we can
creationist.
Even then,
physically
that's
see
not
this
like
realm
the
of thought.
physical...
We
That's
can't
not
tell
like the
exactly
thought
what
of
the
me
original
walking
idea
is like
was.
manifested
Only
in the real
interpretation
world.
that
That's
they
just my
describe
brain
using
like
functional
controlling my
speech and body
muscles.
language, as well as our own intuition, which is how thoughts connect to each other. Because of this, we add a bit of our own creation to the mix, our own spice, while still working towards the same common goal. A social gathering is another good example of this at work too. People gathering together because they share the same ideas.
No, they just want to
No.
get drunk or get high.
Oh,
Example could be a
every
college
example
course on
you just
architecture.
gave isn't
People
an
interested
example
in
of that.
architecture would
That
attend
was
the
a
course
sporting
because they
event.
share
That's like
the
the
same
only thing those
interests
people had
mentally.
in common is
This
they were
shouldn't be
watching
anything
that sports
mind-blowing.
team.
It's our day-to-day lives.
They're not
from
like...
a different perspective. Even if you're using something that someone else made, you're still creating this experience for yourself. You manifested that iPad or house
No,
or
No,
whatever.
what?
that's not
Your
how
experience.
things work.
So with thoughts connecting with other thoughts comes our first big realization. This new understanding of how intertwined we truly are. We are not only connected in the physical realm, but in a mental and spiritual
Does this
way as
person
well.
think that they can...
Up until recently, humankind has always
manifest
understood
things
simply
into
that they were
reality by
connected
thinking
only through
about
their
them?
physical being. We assumed that the conscious experience,
I
as well as
don't
all of the
know.
thinking, was totally 100% isolated from the rest of everyone else. The fact is, we're not. We are so connected with each other, it's almost
No, we're not.
impossible to believe. Think about almost every creature on Earth.
That is
Who do we
bullshit.
really
Us
know
being
with the
so
bond that connects?
connected to each other. There are like millions of like starving kids in Africa, and I don't feel their pain at all.
Yeah, I mean...
I can't feel what somebody else on the other side of the globe feels. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what he meant by that.
yeah. I mean, I've done drugs in the past, and like, I've never had thoughts like these messed up and fucked. But like this
Yeah.
person like thinks they're real. Like this person has to be like a drug user, like on a higher caliber than like I can even imagine.
I mean...
Like to the point like where it, like fucked up their brain cells.
I think they're just dumb.
That could be it too. I think it has to be a mixture of like stupidity and LSD overdose. And like I didn't think it was possible to I don't think it's possible to overdose on LSD, but like this person is like making me rethink that. Like that maybe that is a possibility cuz like they're just spouting out crazy hippie shit.
Yeah, they're probably just dumb.
Yeah.
Geese are able to travel long distances, switching who flies in front like clockwork.
Instinct.
Many fish swim
It's
in
called
large schools,
instincts.
And we know that they don't have a form of
I mean,
verbal
look how
communication.
small those
Our
fish
pets
were.
are able
That's
to
just like
communicate
a...
with each other without speaking. Yet, It's like they know what each other are feeling and connect in a very amazing personal way. Almost every observable
They
creature
kill
on
each
Earth
other
has
all
this
the fucking
connection.
time. What the fuck do you mean, you idiot?
Are the next step
Dolphins
in life,
rape
but that
each
doesn't
other.
mean we don't have this connection. What if they were not also connected to each other in this way? We've been out of touch with ourselves for an incredibly long time now, and we are growing increasingly disharmonic.
Humans have always
Now,
been like
thoughts
that. They've always
created are
killed
just the tip
people,
of the
killed
iceberg.
each other.
The real
No, this is a new
secret
thing,
is
Chris.
Emotions. Emotions are much more powerful than thoughts. Emotions pull on you. They control your actions. They guide you throughout your life. It's not your thoughts that control where you sit in a class or on a bus, but it's if you like that girl or you think that guy smells. When a couple is together, it's their emotions that keep them tethered. Same with if they're fighting, it's their emotions that break them apart. You watch TV shows that you enjoy. You hang out with friends because you have emotional bonds with them. Now, this applies on a smaller scale too. Do you ever have a morning where you wake up grumpy and stub your toe and think, oh, this is just going to be one of those days, and find that the entire day afterwards just goes
That's every
terrible?
day. I don't see where
Just
his
everything
point
goes
is.
wrong? What about the days when you wake up excited and happy and ready to go? Your whole day is just excellent in all of the right ways. Even if something bad does happen, you're less affected by
Really?
it because
Because
you're
the
in such a
day
good
my
place
grandpa
emotionally.
died, I was in a really good
The
fucking
reason these
mood.
differences in how your day goes is because of your
Didn't make
emotional
that
state.
any less
People like
terrible.
to think the world would go on exactly
The fuck
same
is this
without
guy
you.
talking
But
about?
no, people interact differently with other people, and everyone would
I have
a
no
completely
idea,
different
like,
experience if you were not there. Imagine the scenario. There's a bully in a
Okay.
playground
Okay.
who's looking for
I
someone
like
to
where
beat
this is
on.
going.
There's kids playing sports, kids skipping rope, kids on the swings, and then off to the side there's
Kick
one
his
boy
fucking
sitting in the
ass.
grass watching the rest of everyone play. He doesn't feel like anyone else will want to play
Look,
with him,
he has like
so
a
he
hole
sits
in his
apart from the
chest. What
group.
was that?
The bully instantly knows where to go, and the circle of hurting
Oh,
begins.
everyone has it. Okay.
See, it's through the feeling of being vulnerable that you become vulnerable in the
what?
physical.
No.
If the boy
What?
had walked outside for recess and told himself, I can fit in,
What did he just say?
he'd be playing
Basically, yeah. So what this guy's basically saying is that like if you think things, that like if you think hard enough about something, it'll actually come true.
Oh my God,
That's
really?
basically what he was saying. Like
Did,
he was
did-
like,
did this,
"See,
did this person say that kids who are bullied are only bullied because they feel vulnerable and they just stop feeling it? It'll go away?
Basically, he was saying that the reason that kid was bullied wasn't because he was sitting alone and clearly,
Like, clearly an easy target
yeah,
for
and not
assholes?
because the bully was like the way, at least in the way it was drawn or animated, was clearly physically superior to him. No, it was just because that kid was a pussy and like was scared.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're only halfway through this.
sports right now. This applies to the bully as well. He didn't have anyone else to play with.
A lot
Probably
of
because
the
he's
bully-
bullying everyone on the fucking
That led
playground.
him
What do
to
you
need
mean?
the
And a lot of the bullies are popular
He thinks he's doing
kids.
good
A
for
lot of
himself
bullies,
by
ha-
hurting the
some
boy.
bullies have
Except
lots
he's
of
really just
friends.
hurting himself long term.
Yeah,
Look
like
into society and see a vast
that's
And-
another
amount of
thing that
evidence to
people
support
think
it,
like
too.
bullies. Oh,
The
they
people
all
who are
must
most
have this
successful
like
are those who
secret
talk
pain
most of
inside.
success.
It's like
Those
no,
who
just
speak most of
some.
illness
They just think
have
it's fun
Yes,
sometimes.
illness is also a creation.
It can be funny to pick on
If you have a
people.
low
That's
immune
just how
system,
they
it's because
think.
of you. Typically, we like to blame things
Not
on the
always.
virus
It's not
going
as
around
deep
or
as
our
this
own
guy's
immune
trying to make it
systems.
out to be.
But the way
Yeah.
that we become susceptible to them is from inside. Whether that there's some ongoing negative energy or some bad feeling that we allow into ourselves. We can heal ourselves also, but I'm
Oh
going
my
to save healing
God.
for another video. There's only one thing that becomes apparent from this understanding. You create
No.
your own reality. We are 100% responsible for the situations that we find
This is.
ourselves in.
I said
The
this
things
kind
that
of
happen
shit
to us,
on
good and
acid as a
bad.
joke.
Throughout history, we always play the blame game.
Like,
It's
I was
everyone's
like,
fault that it
if
didn't
you
go
believe
to
it to
plan. It's her
be,
fault
then
that
it
didn't go to
shall
the game.
be.
It's everyone else's
But
fault
this
that they
person,
suck.
like,
This
Whatever it
person's
is,
like
and this may be
legit
the
living
hardest
their
thing
life
to
based on
truly
it.
get,
yeah, like they
it's your
clearly
fault. Your
were
happiness,
under the
your
right state of
sadness,
mind
your
to put
fears
together
and
this whole
misfortunes,
video and write a
every single
script
experience of your life on Earth
and believe
was
this
because of
shit.
you. Remember, just as you are creating your own individual reality, we are all co-creating our
What?
realities as a collective. We are one species, and as a species, we are creating the realities that we are
It's a
experiencing.
pretty
together.
shitty reality
That doesn't
then.
make
Argument
sense.
I
What
Yeah.
he just said
What
makes
about
no
starving kids in
sense.
Africa? How are they creating their starving reality? I would respond to that the Western way of life is not really allowing for every I hear is, what about starving kids in Africa? How are they creating
Okay.
their starving reality? I would respond to that the Western way of life is not really allowing for everyone on the planet to
But
live
they
in
can
the
just
same
think that
abundance
they
the
think
Westerners
they can
are,
think
is
that
it?
they're
Yeah,
rich,
why
then
don't
they'll
they
be
just
rich.
think
What the fuck?
harder?
You just said that, you goddamn idiot.
Hardly sharing anything unless they're paying a lot for it or if we're getting something out of it. And we
It's called resources. Jesus fucking Christ.
Around the planet.
It's not thoughts.
That's
Yeah,
us
they have
as
a
a
shitty
collective
government.
creating the reality that we experience around the planet. This applies through all levels. As a family, you create your reality, and your actions will change what the family experiences. Because of this, and because we are not in tune with ourselves, it may often seem that sometimes we don't have complete control.
This person's
over
retarded.
what we experience.
You don't have
Sometimes
control
we're
over what you
seemingly forced
experience.
into
You don't even
scenarios
have
that
control
seem
over
out
your
of our
own brain,
control.
you fucking
This
idiot.
happens as a result of our disharmony and also lack of connection to our own intuition. When we become more in tune with ourselves, we can feel out certain scenarios and decide if that's a path we want to take. Maybe I won't go down into the dark alley. Maybe it feels right to not take that job. Beyond that, once you have the experience that you feel is out of your control,
Everything
now
is
it's
out of
your
your
turn
control.
to decide
Yeah,
what you
seriously.
do next. You
Literally
can allow the
everything.
experience to get the best of you and drain your energy and move into a dense, unhappy place emotionally. Or you can decide to take it for what it is, an experience, and keep moving forward. Every dark cloud has a silver lining. And if you're looking for that silver lining,
Tell that to the Jews at Auschwitz.
I mean, some
Every
things
dark
suck.
cloud is a
Law of attraction
silver
talks
lining.
about something similar to this, but talks more about evidence and not much about this thought realm. Over the entire world, people have written in to tell of their amazing stories, where they've really focused on having what they wanted and got it through
Oh my
miracles
God.
and coincidences. This is but
Yeah,
a
you know what
small
that's
piece
called?
in the vast
Coincidence.
of the internal world
What
that
the
I'll be
fuck?
talking about. It is, however, very real, and you can literally change everything in your
No,
life.
you
by
can't.
living
No.
I know this from personal experience, and it's not hard to find others who have too. One continuous argument I hear from people who deny this law of attraction is, you don't just think things and change
Yeah.
everything by sitting on your ass. To which I reply, exactly. You never stop moving. Just change your mindset
Wait,
and
what?
continue on with your life. Create your emotions in your mind, then move into them physically. Don't let your emotions control you. Pull your thoughts.
That's not possible.
What can you do to
Okay,
change
now-
things?
now I'm
well,
starting
just
to wonder
be good to
if-
yourself.
We've been misunderstanding this person.
All right.
Maybe they're not saying these things literally. Maybe this just some like hippie bullshit, fucking like good feelings, good vibes type of shit. Maybe they don't actually believe like if you think like about money, like money will magically appear before you.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But
Am I giving this person too much credit there?
I think you are. Like they said that like we think too much, and that's why there's poor people in Africa.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the rest of the shit they've been saying is just dumb.
I mean, that's what I'm getting out of this. So like maybe we should like be less happy. That way,
You know, this is like
Africans can be happy.
this is a classic example of somebody who comes up with a model of how the world works that like seems to fit like with reality, and it makes sense in their brain, kind of like how you know, back like the Greeks, like they see lightning and they assume, oh, there's a god up there throwing lightning bolts. Like that makes sense in their mind,
Yeah.
but it doesn't fit with like facts and like the real world. And once you learn those facts, you understand like, okay, that was bullshit. You know, this person just doesn't understand the facts of anything about what they're talking about.
Yeah, like a quick Google search, like
Yeah, like
is
for
all
real.
that's needed to
Just
like make
seriously,
this
like
ideology fall apart.
like 30 minutes on the internet, and like yeah,
Maybe 10. All right, let's finish this. This is
Fill
pretty
yourself
bad.
up with the emotion of love and happiness as you go about your day. Treat yourself and try to change your perception of your life from what others think is best for you to what you think is best for you.
see,
Take
that's like
few
a
minutes to sit down
psychological
and actually
thing.
just ask
Yeah.
yourself,
Like that would make
what
sense.
do
That
you
could
really
actually work.
want?
Yeah.
Of course, at first
Like,
a
try
lot
to
of
give
people
yourself
might
the
first think of
delusion that you're
money,
happy.
wealth, fame, and luxury. And hey, those things are pretty nice. But will they buy you happiness?
Yeah.
That depends on you. I found in my experiences that beyond all of those things, what people really want is to be accepted,
I want money.
appreciated,
I want money.
and loved.
I'd
By
rather have
giving
money.
that to others, you will in turn get that back.
I
and
never
the
want
bond that
love.
connects you
I
to
never
everyone
wanted to be
around you will
accepted. I
strengthen
don't want
so much
friends.
further.
I want money
I want to bring up one
so I
more
can
thing
live.
before I run out of
I'll
time.
explain after this
There was a
video. I'll
scientist from
explain.
Japan
All
who made
right.
some incredible discovery, but one that also went largely unnoticed or recognized by the global scientific community. Dr. Masaru
Because it's not
Emoto
science, you
discovered that by
fucking
putting
idiot.
words
It's just
on the side
you.
of a
It's
glass
just
of
you on
water
YouTube
and
making
freezing the
bullshit
water,
claims.
No,
You know
the
that?
changed
scientists
how the
just don't
water
understand,
created
man.
crystals.
It's a
On a jar
it's a
that said, I love
conspiracy.
you, this is how the water crystal froze.
Wait, what?
So,
On a jar that said, you make me sick, I want to kill you, it froze like this.
That's an extra.
Thoughts can do that to water.
What?
Just imagine what thoughts can do to us.
no, your thoughts didn't do that
Well,
though.
looks like I'm about to out of time for today. Before I go, I want to...
What?
Man, that was dumb.
So writing, labeling the jar affects how water freezes.
That's what
Is
he's
what-
saying.
Holy shit!
You know,
This is like dumber than Ken Ham.
I'm just gonna
Ken
s-
Ham would call from the Creation Museum would call this person an idiot.
yeah, I'm gonna throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that experiment would hold up to peer review. That's just me.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're just closing our minds, and like if we just accept the reality and drop some more acid, we'll understand this.
Yeah, like I said, this guy's beyond acid.
I know.
Please be posted on. For anyone who is looking for direction right now, you can have, do, or be anything you want. Namaste.
Okay, so can I be? I don't know. Can I be Zeus? I want to be Zeus.
That's true. And I want to be rich.
Huh?
I want to be rich. That's what I want to be.
Yeah.
Being a dragon would be pretty badass. You just lay around on like gold and shit.
Yeah. I want to be. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Yeah, I want to be. I
wish that was fucking real.
If you just imagine it, Chris, to be real, it will be real.
Have I ever told you that was like one of the nails in the coffin of me believing in God?
Pokemon?
Yeah.
How?
So when I was a kid, right? I was always skeptical, like, of the whole God thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't really believe that there was just like one guy controlling everything. But so I was like, and my parents would tell me like, yeah, you can just like pray, and he'll like answer your prayers and do shit for you.
Yeah,
I was
like
oh,
that
really?
never happens.
Okay, well, let's test this theory then. So I prayed. This was a very reasonable prayer for someone who could create an entire universe, right? I was like, look, just give me a Pokeball with like 3-4 Pokemon in it. I don't really care which ones. Just put it in there and leave it in my living room next day.
It could even be a fucking Farfetch'd, which like has like the worst
I don't give a
stats
shit
in
if
the
it was
game.
like a fucking Porygon or something.
Porygon's
like,
actually
whatever.
good.
Well, I meant by like visually, like what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
Since I wouldn't actually be like battling other people, since I would be the only one with one, you know.
Oh yeah. Then like having a Porygon wouldn't be that good then because it looks
Yeah.
pretty fucking ugly.
So I woke up. I was excited. I legit believed. Like I was like, all right, so I'm gonna get a Pokemon. That's fucking sweet. I was like, look, I won't do a bad thing the rest of my life. And I woke up, and there was no Pokeball. So I was like, all right, fuck this. You fucking lied to me, pieces of shit.
No, what was that thing about
True
like
story?
like this person like said something about like acceptance like being more important than money or something. Like what was your rebuttal?
Well, I mean, I guess it was more of a personal thing, personal taste. Like here, 1/3 of my life is spent sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Another third of my life is going to be spent going to school, going to work, or just generally doing other things I don't want to do. That's 2/3. That's a majority of my existence I'm not going to enjoy. So I have this like little chunk left of personal time for me to like actually enjoy my existence in this universe as a conscious being.
That's so wow.
See, and I don't want to dilute what little, you know, I'm not under a delusion. I understand I'm going to die, and I have a limited amount of time, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to dilute this time by spending it with friends and family and like all this other bullshit. It's me time. That's why I've never, you know, whatever. If I have friends, I'll keep it in a small little group of less than 5, so I don't have to dilute a lot of time. See what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that's like always been my logic since like middle school.
Yeah, like I found it's like too hard to like have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you can like do it because like it
Well,
takes,
if you want like quality friends, you just can't.
Yeah, it like takes work and like talking and shit, and I don't like talking.
That's the same thing why I'll never get married, and I've only had like a small amount of girlfriends because I was like, well, I can just go to like a party and bang some chick,
Yeah.
and like bypass all of that. I don't want to dilute my time.
All right. It's another one. Chakras. What are chakras?
It's like some sort of bullshit like spiritual energy, and they say you have different like chakra points. I think it's like a Hindu thing.
Oh.
In Naruto, it's like the power that they use in Naruto.
You want to watch that one or something stupider?
Yeah, let's watch something dumb.
All right. Power of the heart. That sounds really gay.
That sounds very gay.
And male and female energy sounds really gay too.
That sounds gay as well.
All right, let's watch these.
Today we're going to discuss one of
those videos from back here. I thought it said anal projection.
That'd actually be really interesting.
critical and important topics that we will ever discuss in spirit science. Among all
Oh my
the things
God.
we've discussed,
This is one that needs to be taken seriously, and is the most important part of
Really?
the evolution of consciousness that we are experiencing today. Today, we shall discuss the power of the heart.
All right, Chris, we got to pay attention. We can't fuck around on this one. They're fucking meditating like a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah.
Let's just dive right into
Fucking
this.
idiots.
What does the heart have to do with anything? Well, it's pretty much everything.
It
When
pumps
you're first
blood.
incarnating at a microscopic level, the physical body starts out as a cell, or as we call it in the geometry world, a sphere. Then, you begin to multiply inwards
Okay.
to understand how your own spherical geometry works. Once your sphereness understands itself inwards, it can begin to expand outwards. You soon become a four-celled organism
What?
in the form of a tetrahedron. Soon after that, you become a star tetrahedron, which is the egg of life form we discussed in Lesson 6. From this diagram, it probably looks more like a cube, but if you rotate it, you begin to see
No,
the
it
star
doesn't. That looks like a
tetrahedron
ball of
form.
fucking
This
circles, you
form is
idiot.
8 cells.
Oh my
Which
God,
from a
really?
metaphysical
Wait, hold on. The
Like,
picture on the
look.
right is not as geometrically perfect as the one on the left.
Well, I mean,
Like the one on the right looks pretty blobby and squishy to
you
me.
would have a point if these cells were arranged in like perfect pyramid shapes, like that red overlay.
Yeah, but
But it's first of all, it's not. Yeah, it's not even that symmetrical, and it's just like a blob of fucking cells dividing. What? The reason they're all like compacted like that is because they're enclosed.
perspective
This
is the
person's-
basis of the
I hate
eight
this shit.
chakras.
I hate the fucking
After that, you
weird
become
ass
a
goddamn
mesoscale for a
geometry
while, but
bullshit they
eventually
fucking
you
pull out of
become
their
a
ass.
toroidal field. The space at the very core of that field
Yeah.
is where your first actual organ appears, which is the heart. Okay, so the heart is the first organ that appears as you're manifesting into physical reality. What else? Well, the brain and
Whoop-de-doo.
the heart are both electromagnetic field generators, but the heart has a field that is so much more powerful than the brain. In fact, the heart is 100
Wait,
times
what?
electrically stronger and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. This is important because those two fields are the fields that make up the reality.
I have a hard time believing any of this.
yeah,
I don't know if any of this is true.
Yeah,
I'm very skeptical that any of that is true,
I am too. Like,
but I don't quite.
I don't know enough about the human body
Yeah.
to like make a definitive answer. But at the same time, like, if there is like a magnetic field coming out of my
I
heart,
assume
it's
your-
like so tiny, it's like not even noticeable unless you have precision instruments.
I'm assuming my heart is not creating an electromagnetic field. Around me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the heart itself isn't magnetic at all. Maybe the iron in your blood is,
Maybe.
but I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit
I'm
too.
calling bullshit on that.
Electrical and magnetic, electromagnetic fields. We're going to look at the work now of the Institute of Heart Math, which is an organization with over 19 years of research and study on the psychophysiology of stress, emotions, and the interactions between the heart
Research and
the brain.
study with quotation marks around it.
And compiled is revolutionary. On the technical side, the
Okay.
Institute puts a lot of focus into understanding the spaces between the heartbeat, which is called the heart rate variability, or HRV for short. It used to be assumed in
Wait,
science that the heart at rest beat like a metronome, faithfully beating out a steady rhythm. Moment-to-moment variations of the heartbeat
Yeah.
are generally overlooked when your heart rate is being measured by a doctor, who will take your pulse and tell you that your heart is beating at, say, 70 beats per minute. Through the use of a technology called electrocardiogram and EM
So it varies.
scientists were able to measure every heartbeat
Isn't the
in
beats
real
per
time
minute rates
and
just like
learned that a
averages
healthy
anyway?
heart,
Yeah.
under resting conditions,
Or aren't
were
they like
actually
just
quite
literally
irregular.
like?
In a simple
don't they just
sense,
count the
your heart
beats in
does
a
not
minute?
beat like
Yeah, that's all they do.
assumed, but
Of
even
course, it's
healthy
like gonna
hearts tend to
fucking
beat quite
change,
regularly.
like based on like
This is important,
Like
by
saying
understanding
what
se-
activities you're doing.
we
Like
begin
saying
to have a
70
clearer
beats per
picture of
minute
our
is not
adaptability to
implying
the
a perfect
environmental
interval
and
ratio
situational
between the
demands that we
beats.
find ourselves in.
Just says in that time span of a minute, there's going to be 70 beats.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not absolute or nothing. It's a rough estimate. Like this person's all like, "Oh, but sometimes it's 72, sometimes it's 73. What does that mean?" Doesn't mean
relatively close, because isn't there like a fucking, what's it called when you have like an irregular heartbeat? It's like a medical condition. It's like a thing. Like, okay. This person's a dumbass.
Yeah. All right. Why are they dragging Darwin into this? Are they going to call him a dumbass or something?
I have no idea.
your boss at work tells you to do some extra work, your heart will paint a clear
Yeah.
picture of how you're reacting. If you're totally cool with it, the heart will maintain the same general flow that it was already going at. If this new information causes you to feel stress, that will be
Everyone knows this.
demonstrated by the heartbeat fluctuating into an intense chaotic mess, or somewhere in the middle. Now, these fluctuations in how your heart beats come from a variety of sources and demonstrate our physiological resilience and behavioral flexibility to our experiences. Research done at the Institute of HeartMath has shown that one of the most powerful factors in affecting our heart's changing rhythm is our feelings and emotions. When our varying heart rate
It's
is
not
plotted over
magic.
time, the overall shape of the waveform is called our heart rhythm pattern. HeartMath has demonstrated that the emotions we experience directly affect our heart rhythm pattern, and this in turn shows us how our body is functioning. In general, emotions like stress, anger, frustration, and anxiety cause the heart rhythm pattern to become very chaotic, like so. This waveform looks like a series of uneven, jagged peaks. Physiologically, this shows us that the heart is not in harmony with itself.
Oh my
This can be
fucking
likened
God.
to driving.
What does that even mean?
That doesn't make any sense.
The heart is not in harmony with itself.
It has to be.
Or else we'd be dead.
Does this person not understand what a heartbeat is?
I don't think they even know what words mean.
Okay.
Okay, what are they saying about fucking cars?
This waveform looks like a series of
Oh my
uneven,
God.
jagged peaks. Physiologically, this shows us that the heart is not in harmony with itself. This can be likened to driving a car with one foot on the accelerator and the other foot on the brake at the same time, possibly while trying to go
How'd they come up with
50 or
that
40
analogy?
per second. This creates an incredibly jerky ride, burns more gasoline, and isn't great for the car altogether.
Wait. Even cars don't go a steady speed. It depends on the situation.
From a place of stress and anxiety, it causes our bodies to operate insufficiently, deplete our energies, and produce extra wear and tear on the whole
Cruise
system.
control.
This is especially true
All right.
if stress and negative emotions
control,
are prolonged
like go
or
to constant
experienced often.
speed.
What about
Yeah, but
positive
eventually you're gonna have to stop.
There is a massive visible contrast. Positive emotions
I wish I
send a
had
very
cruise
different
control.
signal throughout our body. When we experience uplifting emotions like love, appreciation, joy, and care, our heart rhythm pattern becomes a highly ordered, smooth, and harmonious wave. We begin to match the waveforms that are seen in the
No.
color
Wait,
spectrum.
what?
Some could liken it to
Those look
music.
just as irregular
This
as
is
the
one
other ones you
aspect of
fucking
what it means
showed.
to be more harmonious with nature. And since nature flows through
Sacred
space,
geometry.
we're also becoming more aligned consciously with ourselves and the universe around us. It is no wonder that positive emotions feel so good. They actually help our body system become more harmonious and synchronized and work better. The Institute of HeartMath has shown that generating
I'm
sustained
speechless.
positive emotions facilitates a body-wide shift to a specific scientifically measurable state called psychophysiological coherence. Let's
What?
break this down.
Psychophysiological coherence.
Is that a real word?
Psychophysiological is.
All right.
It's like your
Psycho
mental and
comes from
physical.
psychological,
Like, he's gonna say your
which
like
means mental and
brain and your
emotions,
body are in
and
harmony.
physiological means body. Coherence
Oh,
means
no way,
systematic or
yeah.
logical connection or harmony. Altogether, it means
You
a
mean the-
harmony of both.
you mean the
body,
brain
mind, and
controls
emotional
things?
functions. If you're familiar with the four elements, you know that Earth is.
Oh my
Air is mental,
god.
All of those
water
things are
is
physical,
emotion,
though.
and fire is
All of
spirit.
those things were physical
HeartMath
things.
has scientifically shown now that positive and healthy emotions bring three of those elements
What?
into coherence. And although they don't look at the spiritual aspect, I don't doubt that the fire element
Oh
also
my
comes
God.
into harmony.
This
In an
is.
experiment done at the
What does that even mean?
Does he seriously think people are made of like the different? That is so ancient. That's such an ancient fucking way of thinking. Ugh.
So like we're
I just hope he was using that to like represent things.
I hope that's a metaphor. Like 'cause
Yeah, and
holy
doesn't
shit.
actually, like think we're
They ca-
made of the different elements.
Yeah, because like it has this person's seen a periodic table, right?
They hooked up scanners to an individual who was subjected to very chaotic emotions. For 300 seconds, they measured the respiration, heart rate variability, and blood pressure rhythm.
So,
After this time, the
yeah,
individual on the
he's
scanners
basically just
did a
explaining your
technique on
heart rate
himself, which
responds
they
to your different emotional states. How is that in any way related to your weird spirit bullshit?
Yeah, like it's just rambling. Like I don't even know if I want to.
And all this other shit he's talking about, like in the other video, like your thoughts and shit. That's just the placebo effect, essentially.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's
Thinking
not
you're
placebo,
happy
Chris.
and then
It's
becoming
spirits.
Thinking you're happy and then becoming happy. That's like, yeah, that's like the same sort of idea. Like this. this person's so dumb.
Okay, I can only watch a couple more
Yeah, they're only,
minutes
like,
of this.
They're looking way too much into this shit.
Yeah.
Dubbed the heart math quick coherence technique.
Heart
which
math?
activated a feeling of love and
What the
appreciation.
fuck is heart math?
Instantly, all
I'm
three
waiting
of the
for
rhythms
that.
came into entrainment and harmony with each other, and stayed in harmony for the
Oh,
remainder
so
of the experiment. One important note to stress is that cohesion is not relaxation.
What?
The process of relaxation is a low energy state in which the individual rests both body and
Yeah.
mind, typically disengaging from cognitive and emotional processes. In contrast, coherence is experienced as a calm and balanced, yet energized and responsive state of being that is optimal for mental acuity, focus,
Who the
problem
fuck would
solving,
take
and
that
decision
long to
making,
know what the
as well as the
square root of
physical
16
activity and
was?
coordination.
See that?
So
Yeah.
coherence is the natural state you want to be in all the time. You know, unless you're relaxing. You know, that's good too. So how does one get into this state of cohesion?
What?
Breathing. Your breath is intimately connected to your heart rate.
Well,
and
yeah.
heart in general. And if you ever find yourself in a very
It's not
chaotic
magic.
mental state, take a few seconds to step back of what's causing the chaos and focus on your breath. Take long and deep breaths. The Institute of Heart Math doesn't put too much focus into particular breathing techniques, but they put an emphasis on using your breath as well as positive and loving emotions to bring you back into
Or you
a
just
state
take
of
meds.
They say that it's not super necessary to put focus on your breath all the time, but it is very helpful to bring yourself out of chaos and back into alignment.
Yeah, it's called
From a
calming
spiritual
yourself down.
perspective, and it's working
What the
towards
fuck
that.
does you
Breath
think?
is very important. However, breath is another huge topic, and I personally recommend focusing on your breath during meditations. Focusing on breathing
Well, wait.
and your heart is a
Your
beautiful
mind
way
will wander 50 times in 5 minutes. Maybe that's true for this person,
Yeah.
which is how they come up with this crazy batshit stuff.
What's really strange about this is he's just describing like basic human psychology and stuff.
But like trying to make it his
Reactions to
own.
stress, but then he's like adding this weird shit onto it that
Yeah. I gotta watch something like more outlandish because like this is just a lot of like what they're saying.
so far what this person has been saying is things that it's just like basic human psychology, and then he's like trying to make it out to be this like spiritual shit when it's not.
Yeah. All right, male and female energy.
Yeah, let's get to the weird shit, like with the like. I'm ready
Know
for
ye
shit like
not
the
that
moon
ye
isn't
are
real.
God.
Let's see what this is.
Yeah, and like crystals, like that you shove up your ass. I want to see that.
That's... Better get some popcorn ready. This one's gonna be
Okay.
fun. What we're going to be talking about today is something that will be very important in the next few lessons. The topic is male and female energy. From there, we'll be talking about left brain and right brain.
Wait,
then
wait.
children, and bring it
I'm
full
gonna take a guess. It's about physical and psychological differences between males and females. You know, like how like males are more aggressive and females are more nurturing. Like usually, generally, not all the time. I don't want any feminists like bitching at me. Actually, I kind of do because fuck them.
Yeah,
But-
they're just not being women right.
Yeah.
They don't know how to woman.
Yeah. Don't know how to whoop.
Scrubs.
I'm going to use that from now on.
Yeah.
You're not womening. You're not doing it right. Just like make a really condescending meme or something.
Well, I mean,
Just have like the condescending Wonka.
that is essentially what they're telling other women,
Yeah.
that they're not being women right. This is the right way to be a woman.
Right.
Okay.
Womening. You're doing it wrong. But okay, yeah, like they're gonna describe basic male and female differences and have voodoo spirits or crystals be the explanation for it. I don't know.
Ready?
geometry.
Deep breath.
Or no, it's probably gonna be 2 + 2. That's why there's male and female differences. The specific math equation. And what's amazing is we switch the numbers around, it still adds up to 4.
Of what's affecting
Yeah.
your internal systems.
That's
what
a
we
real
didn't talk about was
mathematical
the energy flowing
property,
within
I forget
them.
what it's
Now,
called,
there's
though.
lots of kinds of energy through and around all of us, and that'll be a future topic later on. Today, I want to talk about 2 specific energies that can be expressed through this image. The energy that flows here is male and female
What?
energy. Male energy
Okay.
is focused, and female energy is creative and random.
What?
Neither of them is greater nor weaker than the other, and both
Men
can
are
be
greater, though.
extremely powerful
Yeah,
when fully managed.
seriously.
Men are greater.
Female energy
Subjective.
is the land of unbridled possibilities, creative potential, and affecting the universe from within.
And nagging.
Focused male energy takes direct roads from
Don't
point
forget
A to
nagging.
point B. This energy
Making
can be as
sandwiches.
strong as a tank, accomplishing tasks and going where it needs to go with precision and without distraction. The
That
important thing
is
to know
not
about this
me,
energy isn't
my
how they
friend.
move.
Yeah.
To demonstrate this. This is the Fibonacci spiral. When we dive into the top, for now,
Okay.
all you have to
Okay, we called it. They're gonna play math. They're gonna use math as an explanation for the tooth. For the. Oh my god!
Let's just see. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see what this equation has to do
one,
with.
and flows outward forever in a very specific way, and is present
That
in
wasn't
all life everywhere.
specific.
Yeah.
You see those fucking
As
numbers?
male energy flows through the spiral, it goes from base point to
It's
point,
technically
from here to
specific,
here, to here to here. It doesn't curve, it just goes straight where it needs to be.
That looks like a curve to
Female
me.
energy, however, would flow in the actual spiral. It would go around, going in and around outside all of the lines, but still getting to the same or similar results. This is the graphic representation of how it flows, but it also acts in the same way. From this understanding, you can see how we use these energies in our lives.
Wait, what?
It's
Those
the
were-
difference between driving
hold
straight
on.
to work and being on schedule all the time.
That.
Those weren't energies. That was just a fucking geometric pattern, you idiot.
Yeah, it's a common geometric pattern that we came up with a math problem for. Whoop-de-doo.
Like make an equation and graph it out. You'll get a shape. That's how. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And taking the scenic route because it's a more pleasant ride, even if it means being late. It's baking a cake strictly by what it says in the cookbook and putting it together with what just feels right.
Wait, what?
It's getting that promotion for working the hardest and getting that promotion for coming up with the best.
How does this have to do with the Fibonacci sequence?
It's the difference between Inception and Sucker Punch. Both about dreams,
I
but
think
one of them
okay,
being
I
the
think-
masculine
I think-
story of professional.
I don't know what they're saying.
I think I finally understood what they meant by that.
Okay.
So they were basically saying two different looking patterns that end up in the same spot.
Oh, okay.
Okay, basically the male and female take different approaches and get the same or similar outcomes.
Yeah, but we don't get similar
No, I
outcomes.
mean, yeah, it's all bullshit, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's what they were saying.
Men just doing their no-nonsense work, trying to get the job done, and the other being the feminine
different
story that was
approaches.
creative and random and, according to many, didn't make much sense. Both male and female energy, like the chakras, have their own traits. Male energy is linear, analytical, strategic, and practical.
What?
However, when male energy is constricted, it is very blundering and confrontational,
Ma-
and what tends to occur is not seeing all sides of a situation, or not being open to any other possibility other than the one being pursued. You can see a lot of that in today's society. Most commonly, we call it being
This
closed-minded.
person is
Female
maybe-
energy
There are
is
closed-minded women too. This
Yeah,
person
yeah,
realizes.
this
inside
dude
the
has
lines.
never met
It
a
is
woman before.
creativity
Yeah.
and movement and expression
Talk
and
about
emotion.
fucking stubborn and
It can do
headstrong.
anything
Jesus
and go
Christ.
anywhere. It's still sticking to schedule. If constricted, it can get out of its flow, running rampant between emotions and mood swings and ideas.
Well,
The
Okay,
creativity
now it's
can be
making
jumbled and
sense. Alright, I'm back.
One big difference between the two is that male energy looks at parts and female energy looks at wholes. Before I go on,
no.
I wanna make this
I
clear.
look. I would
Male
say
and
the
female
male
energy has
looks
very
at
little to do with
holes,
sexual
and the women
orientation.
look at parts.
Like it's in the middle.
Yeah.
Fundamental
Shit.
part of the energy
Get my
spectrum.
drift.
Vaginas
For
and
example,
wieners.
if you look at the shape of male and female bodies, men have straighter bodies, women have curvier.
So
We'll
what?
come back to
Look.
this in a lesson down the road.
Yeah.
Does this person really think all like men and women look like that? Just that?
Wait, let me
I've seen
let me rewind it a bit.
I've seen women that look like fucking skeletons. And men who are, when men get super fat, they're curvy as fuck. What do you mean?
Yeah. No, Chris. What you don't understand is like these
See
two
those fucking
shapes.
shapes though?
Yeah.
Like you could switch those and they would still fit on those fucking bodies.
Yeah, one's just more angular than the other.
And look, the guy's like legs sticking out at the bottom. It's not even like it should be curved. You fucking idiot. You didn't even draw your fucking lines right.
Yeah, like this guy's calf is like sticking out.
And what if that chick had no hips and no ass? It would be like
She
a
wouldn't-
fucking rectangle.
Well, she wouldn't be a real woman then.
I mean, a woman I would
We'll
want to
probably
talk
come
to,
back
but
to this down the road.
whatever. But I'm allowed to have
Brain
my
hemisphere. We
personal
have two of
tastes.
them. And if you remember what we learned in biology, this will be familiar. The left brain is the male energy side of the brain. It is orderly, statistical, logical, and mathematical. It sees things in straight lines, rational and practical.
But males and females have left and right brains.
Yeah, there
It
were
is our
left and right
creative
brain
side, a
people
free
of
So
all sorts of
how did this
different
person?
experience of taste and feeling.
assign genders to the different
As is
parts
the
of the
same with
brain.
energy.
This doesn't make any
Cannot
fucking
make
sense.
Out of the right brain. You cannot put feelings and expressions within boxes. They must be felt to be truly experienced. The right brain, too, cannot make sense about how the left brain understands things.
What?
Okay, so as a species, we are primarily left-brained. Well, incredibly left-brained. This basically means that, as a species, we essentially have a male energy imbalance. There is way too much of it. It is dominant and is constricting on the female side of the brain. Now, don't get me wrong.
Does this
isn't a bad
person
thing.
think men
In fact,
are
it's
all
kind of a
just like
blessing in disguise,
violent,
but we have
angry
to talk about some other things
Neanderthals?
first.
That's what it seems
So,
like.
There's nothing wrong with our female energy.
Again,
We're
has
just
this
not really
person
using it to
ever met a
potential.
woman?
Our male energy
Yeah,
is really
like-
messed up, and that's why we're where
Remember,
we are
like-
right now.
I've seen
By
my
where we
sister
are,
beat the
I mean
fuck
the
out of a
economical,
6'5",
political,
like
financial,
250-pound black
nuclear,
dude.
dolphin and bee
Like
killing
she's the
global
most
war
violent
crisis.
goddamn human being
After
I
lesson
know
one,
of.
I touched upon how right
Yeah,
now
and
the
like, you
world
know,
The
is
reason
in a
I
period of
fight and I know how to fight is because my sister would kick my fucking ass growing up.
Yeah, like remember the Vikings? How like they have had a reputation for being fucking terrifying. 20% of their warriors were women, shield maidens.
Well, I mean that's
Yeah, like
you're talking crazy talk, Derek. Now, have you been watching this?
what Vikings?
You're just not learning.
Oh, watching this. Oh yeah,
paying
yeah.
attention to spirit
Oh yeah,
science,
you're
man.
right. I guess all those shield maidens weren't real.
No.
Like all those bones that they dug up at burial sites that
They
were
were
like
planted
female
there.
bones buried with swords. It was all just
Well,
a
they were planted
conspiracy.
there by Satan, so
No, I think it was a feminist conspiracy. What they did was
feminists went in like buried
broke
them.
into a museum, stole some weapons, and like buried them next to female slave burial grounds to make them look like warriors.
A few people commented saying, well, study the financial crisis and study the nuclear crisis and study the political crisis. They're all completely separate issues. And this is how the male energy looks at parts. We're realizing now that it's constricting on our point
Wait,
of view.
what?
As a whole, all
What's
of
the
these issues
difference in the
together are further
financial
proof
and
that we don't
economic
understand how to be
crisis?
harmonious
Those seem
because
pretty
our male
connected.
energy is out of sync with each other and the planet. So let's look at indigo
Oh my
children
God.
and psychics. There's a new type of children being born on Earth. Sometime in the 80s,
This is-
these children started appearing.
How far down the rabbit hole is
Is
this
this
gonna
person
go?
one-
Began to
of,
increase.
like,
And
global
today,
hive
nearly
mind?
100% of all children born in North America
Think
are
about
indigo
like
children.
basically his like arguments
So
against
what are
like
these
what
traits?
people are
Let's
doing
go
is
over a
that
list developed
people
by
have
Jan
different
Yorty, a play
opinions on
therapist who has
things.
been studying and working
like
with
argue
indigo
about
children for
shit.
about 4 years now. As we go over the list, see if any of these sound like you. Maybe strong-willed, independent thinkers who
Okay.
prefer to do their own thing rather than comply with authority figures or parents. Have a wisdom and level of awareness
That's-
and caring beyond their youthful experience.
Don't fit
Traditional
in your
parenting and
society.
It's called
discipline
growing
methods
up.
don't appear effective with these
Yeah,
children.
it's called being
If
an
you try and
adult.
force an issue, a power struggle is the typical outcome. Energetic.
That's
children
literally every
vibrate at a
child.
much higher frequency, so they can get scrambled by negative energy easier. Emotionally, they can be very reactive and may
What?
have problems with anxiety,
Well, the kid
depression, or
doesn't like it
temporary
when their
issues, if not
parents are like
energetically
fighting
balanced.
each other.
That's
Are
called being
indigo right-brain
human.
thinkers, but may struggle to learn in a traditional left-brain school system. Often, indigos are diagnosed as having ADD and ADHD since they appear impulsive. This is because their brain can process information faster, and they
So you're
require movement to
describing
help keep
someone
them
going
focused.
through puberty. What the
Indigos
fuck?
are very intuitive,
That's
often
all this
psychic,
is.
and may hear, see, or know things that seem unexplainable. Indigos may have more
Holy
problems with
shit,
food or
this is
environmental
dumb.
sensitivity since their system is more finely tuned. When their needs are
Well,
not
they're going
met,
through puberty.
these children appear self-centered and
Yeah,
demanding,
and-
although this is not their true nature. These children have incredible gifts and potential,
my
and may
God.
be shut down when not properly nurtured and accepted.
That
So what's
describes
causing
every
this?
child.
For one,
So pretty much, if you have a creative child and treat them like shit, they'll act like this. That means they're psychic.
Yeah, I don't get what that person. That sounded just like a average.
there are
trip
two new
through puberty
DNA
to
blocks
me.
being activated
Yeah.
within these kids. They are microcephalin
yeah.
and ASPM. Both of these blocks are designed to regulate brain growth,
Uh,
giving
what?
the kids a broader spectrum of thinking and a newer way of learning. Because of this, the average IQ of an indigo child is about 140, which is 40 to 50 points higher than the average IQ. We're just learning
What the
now that
fuck
our
is an
systems
indigo
and methods of
child?
teaching are becoming outdated. It's because our kids are changing. We're going to look at the
He's
broader
basically
spectrum.
described like the like.
Creative slacker types.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, archetypes exist for a reason. Like you could like make any of them sound magical if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean those kids you just described just sounded like lazy brats. I mean,
Why this
going
is
through
happening in a moment.
puberty. I mean,
For now, let's move on to
Yeah. I wonder if this person. Hold on. I wonder if this person like saw The Breakfast Club and thought like all the characters, like how like each of them like represented a different
Yeah.
archetype. I wonder if they like see if this person saw them like the same way the Greeks saw like the different gods. Like so and so is the patron saint of the jocks, and so is the patron saint of the awkward kids, and so is the patron saint of the kids who like to shoot up the schools.
Did someone shoot up the school in that movie?
No.
Oh.
Would have been a more interesting movie.
Yeah, I would have watched it. Okay.
But, yeah. I said I don't remember the kid's name, so like that's why I kept on going so and so. I mean, I only saw that movie once. It was all right.
The badassery that is the super psychics.
Yeah.
These kids are hardcore. They can do anything, literally. Some can move solid objects through walls with their mind.
Oh,
Some
shit.
are blind.
Really?
Except none of
Everything
them
around
can do
from a
that.
myriad of different
And no one has ever been able to do those things.
There are some who can
Because
look
it
at a
doesn't
person
exist.
And know absolutely everything about a person just from looking at them, including when they'll
Nope.
die. So
No one does
why
that,
haven't we
ever.
heard about
No one
this?
has ever done
You'd
that,
think this
ever.
would be huge in the world.
What was the subject of this video again?
Many children are in China, and almost all of the evidence is hardly ever rendered into English, although some of it does make it into the public in China. If you want
China
to learn more
doesn't
about
have
this,
super
the book
psychic-
China's Super
what the
Psychics by Paul Dong and Thomas Raphael is a great
Oh
starting
my
place.
god.
Before we wrap up, we totally have to bring this video full circle.
Yeah,
What
because
on
like
earth
no
do
propaganda
indigo
ever
have to
comes
do
from
with
China.
female energy? Isn't it obvious? Indigo children are directly connected to our species' male energy, and super psychics to our female. As we grow closer
not
and
a
closer to the
thing.
peak of the ship,
Yeah,
the planet
doesn't
itself is
exist.
beginning
None of this exists.
Essentially,
insane.
This is happening to balance. On one half of the world,
I'm starting to
indigo
think
children
you're
are
a
being
threat to those
on the other
around
half,
you and
super
yourself.
psychics. They are here to help the consciousness of the planet in an incredibly crucial time.
Planet
There are
doesn't-
way more indigo children on the planet
Oh
than
my
super psychics
God.
because it's our male energy that needs to understand. It's through the indigo children and their new way of thinking which is affecting the consciousness of the planet,
The
putting us
indigo
back into the
children.
harmonious
God,
path.
what the fuck? That sounds
we
like
just
such a
learned, to
weird
understand
ass
things, it
fucking
takes two
cult
to tango.
type thing.
Yeah.
You understand something by reading about it. Both sides of the
I can
brain.
imagine like in the
In the modern
news.
world, things like
like,
astral projection and
a
channeling
Like
cult
the
called
indigo
the-
children sounds like a
One
cult,
of them
doesn't
is
it?
Yeah, it sounds like a kind of
exploring
cult
the
though,
outside
like
body.
drink
What is
Kool-Aid
it
and
suicide?
like
the beings of higher
yeah,
Yeah.
mass suicide while wearing tennis shoes.
Yeah, like I picture. Yeah, like
legitimate.
when I hear
Because of this
indigo
left brain
children, I just
constriction,
imagine
we have
like
lost a major
like a
part of what life
football
is about.
field-sized field
See,
with a
what we have is
pile
called
of dead
polarity
bodies
consciousness.
just
We
everywhere.
see everything in two ways: good or bad, hot or cold, right and wrong, religion and science. To once again become harmonious with
That's
each
called
other
being
as a planet,
stupid.
we have to learn to understand again from the left brain. When this happens, we can move out of polarity consciousness into unity consciousness, and that's essentially where we're going.
A hive mind.
That about
See,
wraps it
I
up.
told you.
See you next
Yeah.
time.
He wants a goddamn like a hive mind where like individuals don't exist. We're all just like one big like consciousness.
Oh my god, this person's so dumb.
This is shockingly stupid.
I
I
know.
didn't think it would be this dumb.
Yeah, like my brain hurts. My brain hurts from how stupid this is. Oh shit, the Defenders of Light.
I actually watched that.
You did?
I don't know what the fuck it was about though.
Is it worth watching? Or-
I don't know. I think it was like a short little clip or something. I didn't even know if he like. It wasn't like the other videos.
Oh, all right. Should we do the fucking moon one then?
Okay, let's do the moon.
All right. Goodbye, moon man. Ever seen Rick and Morty?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Remember the episode about the moon men? Like this one blob like sang a song about moon men and it was fucking awesome.
I only saw the first season.
masculine
Uh.
or feminine?
Spiritually
Oh
speaking,
my god.
I've most often heard that it embodies female energy.
Me too.
Doesn't make
But we
sense.
have-
Yeah,
doesn't
the-
make sense.
The
Male
moon
and-
doesn't have a vagina.
Wouldn't the
Like
moon
male
be
and
possible?
female are just like.
Yeah, you might
oh
think
my
so.
god.
However, our celestial
Okay, get some
father
water.
is most definitely the sun. It's because of our Father above and our Mother below that allows all of this life to exist. The moon is actually neither, which makes me think it must be more like a cousin.
The sun is just a giant
Perhaps
ball
what's more
of
curious about old Lady Luna
fucking
is that her
hydrogen being
existence has
fused
actually never been explained
into
by
other
modern
elements.
Who needs science to explain things?
science. Right. I mean, I know you don't. But isn't it interesting that using science we can build nuclear weapons, but cannot even explain this most ancient entity that floats at
Oh,
our
we can
doorstep?
It's a big rock in space that orbits the Earth because of gravity. I explained it for you.
If I
Video
could
over. Good night.
have a single other planet in our solar system whose moon compares in ratio to our own Earth-Moon ratio.
So,
Moon is
Yeah,
actually
whoop-de-doo.
larger than Pluto.
Like, does this
So?
person not realize that, like,
Pluto's not even a planet.
yeah,
Maybe this was made before, but still.
does this person, does this person like not realize like the odds of like two planets having the exact same number of moons and like each of them being the exact same sizes is like unlikely because there's so many different variations of sizes, and like you're dealing with numbers like in the millions when it comes to. Oh, my brain hurts.
Yeah. See, what this person just did was they like asserted that that's an important like fact about our solar system, that the moon's size relative to the Earth's size, like it's much closer than any other moon relative to the planet it's orbiting. But they don't actually explain why. that should be important, but maybe they will.
Okay,
Currently,
let's
the theory
see.
in science is that something like a Mars-sized planet-like rock came out of nowhere and hit the Earth, and then it became the moon. And when those physics didn't work out, they came up with a new theory that said that the same planet-like rock-like thing hits the planet, bounces around, and then hits it again, and then becomes the moon. Needless to say,
Wait, well,
physics still didn't work.
No.
Well, what the hell?
that's not.
I'm pretty sure the prevailing theory is a large planet-sized object smashed into what would eventually become the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The energy, the heat caused from that caused those two to melt together into what is now the Earth. And the debris from that collision, the force of gravity swirled it into the moon. And it was caught in the gravity and like just stayed there.
But you know what caused all that? Spirit
well,
math
Jesus, of
and the
course.
Fibonacci sequence.
Well, it's God. That doesn't
Yeah.
even need to be asked. That's
Yeah, seriously.
Have you ever heard anything about it being hollow?
Hollow?
Yeah.
It's
No,
not
'cause that's
hollow.
fucking
We know
stupid.
that.
Let's see.
Oh my god.
Here it is.
Let's see. It's somewhere in my ass.
1969,
Here it is.
module into the moon causing the
69,
equivalent of 1
nice.
ton of TNT. NASA said that the moon reverberated like a gong for half an hour.
No, they
It
didn't.
did it again, causing an impact of
Yeah, I don't think
11
that happened.
tons of TNT, and it rang like a bell for over 4 hours. It vibrated in a way as if it were
What?
hot, with giant hydraulic dampers.
This is a small detail to leave out of the fucking textbooks.
Always.
The surface of the moon.
Yeah, I'm
contains
pretty sure
minerals like
NASA
titanium,
didn't like just
but also
smash it
processed
into the
metals
moon
like
and then
brass.
see it like vibrate.
It also contains something called uranium-236 and neptunium, which are both minerals that have never been found to occur naturally. Uranium-236 is a
Wait, well,
long-lived
what?
nuclear waste that appears in spent nuclear fuel, and neptunium is a radioactive byproduct of nuclear reactors when plutonium is being created. This means that at least some of the rocks on the moon are most likely synthetic, and while it's only a theory,
No,
I wouldn't say it's illogical
I
to
highly
come to
doubt
the
it.
conclusion
no.
that it could be artificially created.
That's
Oh my
really
god.
intense.
Also, you know the
It's really
craters on the moon?
illogical, you fucking
Intimately.
idiot.
Well, craters should vary in depth. Due to
That's
the size
really
and impact of
batshit.
the space rocks that hit them, right? We can tell that there was a difference in the meteor sizes that hit the moon by the diameters of each crater. And yet,
No shit.
across the board, are the same depth.
Mother of God. An impenetrable shell. Look at that quote from a NASA scientist. It's easier to explain the non-existence of the moon than to explain its existence.
Here's another one. The best explanation for the moon is observational error. The moon does not exist. oh, here. Read this part here.
David Icke's research led to a phenomenon around the
I don't know the context of those sentences, so
an egg. They symbolize it to be an egg for good reason. The ancient African and
See, now
Sumerian
this makes
legends
more
told the
sense
two
than
brothers,
science. Okay.
Wawain and Mapei,
what?
that
The moon's a
emptied out
giant
the
egg.
earth
Yeah, of
and
course.
rolled the moon across the sky
Okay.
to the earth and caused cataclysmic events.
Oh my
hundreds of
god, what the
generations
fuck is
throughout
this?
time.
I'm not sure how it fits. But this says here that the rocks on the moon are older than the Earth itself.
Heavens. You know,
What?
I think I've only ever seen one side of the
What
moon.
says
I
that?
wonder why it doesn't
Yeah.
What
sound
did it-
like other planets.
Oh,
That's a good question.
I'm just gonna assume
On
that.
topic
I'm just
here,
gonna
do
assume
you
you're
ever
lying
notice
now
that
because
the
you're not
size
gonna
and
show me.
position of the moon
Yeah.
is exactly in the right place to create a perfect solar eclipse?
That's so intense. You know, the moon actually holds the Earth in a sideways tilt. If we didn't have the moon, we wouldn't have the same length of days or nights, or experience the 4 seasons like we do.
So
It also intimately controls the time.
we'd still have seasons, just wouldn't be the same.
And just like the tides, it even bends the water in our bodies. That's why on nights of the full moon, there's always an increase in times. Probably
What?
legal defense to say that one was moonstruck.
Do you think these things were deliberately introduced to the Earth? Maybe for a purpose?
It's a possibility.
Oh my god.
I would say if the gravitational effect of the moon on your bodies, that it's like negligible. It's not. Oh my god.
That purposeful field.
Well, they say that the beings who put it there were trying to bring a new frequency to the planet. Or maybe even
Who
provide
says
us with
this?
some sort
You?
of resonation or gravitational wave that was vital for our survival. I
Holy
read that the Earth
shit.
isn't even in the right place in the solar system anymore. The story goes that at one point, the Earth used to exist between Mars and Jupiter, and may have even been slightly larger than it is today. But it was hit, and it flew off course, creating the asteroid belt, which is mostly frozen water and rock debris, and wound up in a new orbit, right here. But because of the
Who
impact
thinks
of the
this?
this planet was going to die, and it needed some help to keep it spinning and keep its orbit proper.
You know what's
And
fucked
thus,
up though?
the moon
What?
was looked at by some
People will
advanced
see this
alien
video,
race or a
some
higher
people,
form of
and think
consciousness
like, oh,
who
okay,
saw
that's
it as
how
a
it went.
requirement for the planet's survival.
Instead of like
Maybe
looking
even
at
our own
like the
survival,
you
which
know
would explain
centuries
why
of
the Earth-to-Moon
science,
ratio is found within the
they're just
human
gonna see
energy
this guy's shitty little
Then,
YouTube video.
events such as
Oh my
the
Like,
Sloths
oh, the
God.
moon
and
isn't
rising
real.
back to
Okay.
consciousness could take place under circumstances that otherwise couldn't have happened.
That's
This person seriously
really
think
What, did that guy
like,
just like turn into the
Wait,
Green
did you
Lantern
say
or
that the
something?
human geometries
Yeah.
match the Earth and the Moon ratio?
Hey, I think you're really gonna love this. In Drimbolo's Flower of Life books,
What
he
the
shows
fuck?
these drawings here.
what's a human
This
geometry?
is the egg of life,
Oh
mapped
my
over Leonardo
God.
da Vinci's Canon of Man, along with a proportionate 8x8 grid. Around the egg of life, you see two rings. This is the zona pellucida, the membrane around the structure.
Okay, so I get that those things are important sacred geometry that are connected somehow, but I don't see the link
No,
yet.
they're not.
What?
It's just fucking
Just get
circles inside of a
started.
goddamn
First,
square,
we
you
have to
idiot.
identify the male and female side of the equation. On the top level, you have a
Oh my god.
They fractal down to the 8 physical spheres and the 8x8 grid of squares. See how you can draw a circle that fits perfectly inside of these circles?
This
And you
doesn't
get a
mean
circle
it. This
that's
is
just
this
slightly
doesn't mean
smaller than
anything.
the
Yeah,
This is just drawing circles and shit.
It
Yeah, I
just
could
happens
could
to also
draw
fit perfectly around the edge.
circles
Now
inside a
it's
triangle
circle
too. It doesn't mean
outer larger
jack
circle.
shit about the moon.
Now, if we take the 4 squares and use them as a measure, we can create a new circle, slightly larger than the smaller one we just drew. If we move it to the top, we can push it
so?
out beyond the inner circle a little bit, and what we're left with is the inner and outer edge of
Know what
the
else you could do?
pellucida, and a delineation
You could draw a
of the
dick
human
over this
energy
entire
field.
thing. That wouldn't mean anything
Chakra, by the
though.
way, at the very top of our energy field above our head. Now, nobody knows where this next part I'm about to show you.
Wait. So, does this person think that because Leonardo da Vinci drew circles around a picture of a dude, that we have real circles around us? Is that what he's saying?
I think he's gonna talk about like chakras and energy and shit.
Oh my god.
So they believe in something called sacred geometry, which I haven't fully deduced what that is, but I suppose it's like they like beat off to shapes and shit, and, like find meaning where there is none,
Yeah.
just because they can draw circles instead of squares and shit. Yeah, I don't know. It's really dumb.
Yeah, kind of like a Tool fanboy that like the band would actually hate.
Also, what do you mean?
Like, you know, like the comments like on Tool videos, like
Yeah, they're horrible. Yeah.
yeah, and like the band is like it's just music, guys. Like we're
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
like they even like admit like yeah we just do acid and write good songs. That's all it is.
Actually
Yeah.
comes from.
I get
The
you.
earliest source, Lawrence Blair.
But like this person
thinks
like
he
takes
got
it
from older
seriously.
works. But using the tip of the zona pellucida as a radio point between it and the square.
I fucking
to
hate
create a
Tool
new
fans,
sphere.
by the way.
This
Yeah.
delineates the field of the 13th
Little
chakra.
fanboys.
The ratio between this new sphere and a sphere based off of this square, the physical form of the Earth, is the exact same ratio as that of the Earth and the Moon. You'll also notice, too, that the zona
Wait,
pellucida
what?
is actually merged with the square around the body and planet to create the phi ratio. It's a bridge to a higher consciousness.
Hold on. You could just change like you could change the shape of that human picture, and that would fuck up. That would like fuck up your entire little ratio.
Yeah. Like, and like that math problem was like so convoluted that, I mean, I could like make a convoluted math problem over like
And I
the
doubt.
ratio of this fucking cup and the handle. Like, I have like a cup I'm drinking water out of.
I also
And like if I drew up a bunch of circles and squares the right way, I can make it like the exact same ratio as the Earth to the Moon.
I mean, I also doubt that actually was the same ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the moon's like bigger.
Whoa.
I don't know.
So what's the
I don't think
importance
there's
of these
perfect-
Wait,
numbers?
the moon's the
spheres.
size of the U.S.
Circles
I don't
Actually.
think they're
diagram
perfect
to
spheres
create the
either.
phi
Yeah, they're
ratio.
not.
The circumference of a circle must be equal to the perimeter of a square. When you calculate the perimeter of the square that would
Huh?
be around the physical Earth,
Wait.
it comes to
What?
31,680 miles, which is the diameter of the Earth times 4.
Okay.
To get the circle around the
Okay,
Earth is
yeah.
a little bit more tricky because you have the moon's involvement. You have to imagine the moon is perfectly placed against the Earth without going into it at all. Then we take the diameter of the Earth and the diameter of the moon, add them together, and multiply by pi. It comes out at
Times pi.
31,667.
Holy crap, they're almost the exact same numbers.
Exactly. There's a 13-mile difference.
Yeah, but they're not though.
13 miles is nothing when you
Wait.
consider that the ocean rises nearly 27 miles around the equator.
So what does all of this mean to us, Mr. Patch?
What does it mean? What does it mean? I guess it
Means
that
nothing.
The moon is not
Nothing
just this
doesn't mean
random
anything.
satellite that has nothing to do with us. It's there for a reason, for a chance.
Yeah, I do.
A chance that we might
Well,
just make the most important
no.
decision that we've ever made as a species.
No one says it's just like
and
a
create
random
together a
thing
new
that
way of
appeared
life
there.
on
We
this
explained
planet.
how it's there
It's
and
up
what
to
it
the
does.
collective,
What does this
to all of
person mean?
mankind. Do we choose love? Or do we
The
choose
collective.
and war? Maybe a little bit of both from the looks of it right now. But times are changing. This isn't the
What does
old
that have to
world.
do with the moon?
Why
It's
do,
now a
why
matter
do
of
people?
survival
Why do people think
and
love is
collaboration.
this like fucking mystical
The moon
shit?
appears to offer us the opportunity
It's not
to
just a
choose,
chemical reaction in your
to become aware,
brain.
Just wanting to fuck
grow.
somebody, like basically.
We'll make the
That's
decision
what it
for
boils
us.
down to.
Yeah.
That's
Somebody,
us.
somebody you wouldn't mind having sex with.
Okay,
for an
you've
extended
officially
period of
blown
time.
my mind. Clean up. This seems to be evidence of a long-lost secret that has to do with our evolution. I wonder if we will realize
That wasn't
its mystery
evidence.
in this life.
Those were just assertions. That's not what evidence
way,
is, you
I
fucking
still
idiot.
love the
Saying
moon.
things isn't
Me
evidence.
too. Want some beef?
It's all the evidence I
More than
need.
anything ever, Mr. Patch. Anything ever.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
That's because he probably has the munchies right now.
That music's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it is. Although I'm probably gonna. I don't want to get like. Even though it's like
That was fucking dumb.
that was one of the dumbest things ever. So it pretty much like boiled down to the moon. It's magic, and like here's some math problems.
So basically, he just said the moon wasn't real and someone made it and put it there.
Yeah.
That's what that video was. That's fucking dumb.
Holy shit!
Like
the
Google
sacred
the
ge-
moon, man. Like Google and look up how the moon and like. Oh.
There's a whole movie, the Sacred Geometry movie, an hour and 44 minutes.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'd rather kill myself.
You want to like at least check out like 5 minutes of this?
Fine.
Let's do that.
Don't believe or disbelieve anything we discuss in spirit science.
I'll
Simply
disbelieve
have your own
whatever I want.
experience. Better get some popcorn ready. This one's going to be pretty long. Back in the late 1700s, early 1800s time period, there was a social movement liberating the modern world from the reign of control that religion and superstition had on the people.
They wanted more
After the
math.
darkest part on the precession of the equinox, we were really beginning to wake up. Started making new inventions that were rapidly changing the world. The industrial era was beginning. Because of this, we began to see that maybe religion as an answer was not in our best interest, and so the movement happened. We turned to science instead to answer our questions about the universe.
Yeah, because science
The only
works.
problem with this was that we grouped in many things with superstition that we probably shouldn't have. Things like consciousness, intuition, human connection, paranormal phenomenon. All of it went right out the door with superstition.
Bullshit.
Wait,
In
what?
fact, we've proven these things today to be real. So after 200 years of just going with the same idea about what's classified
Wait,
as
Did he put
superstition
human
and what's
conscious?
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
Mainstream-
So is he saying like there was a time where people used to think human consciousness didn't exist?
I guess so. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, and paranormal.
I'm pretty sure even in the
phenomenon
Middle
have never been
Ages,
proved to be
people trying to like
exist.
figure that shit out.
Yeah. God, this person is dumb.
Science is still going with the assumption that consciousness is just a part of the brain.
It
They
is.
don't
You
know how to
fucking idiot. You fucking. Oh.
unbelieving it.
It comes from the heart.
Toss superstition out of the door. Even talking
Like,
about
let
it
someone
seems
smash
taboo.
you in the
It's
fucking
just not
head with a
done.
baseball
Literally,
bat and
the
see
reason
how
that it's
conscious
not
you
talked
are.
about in the scientific community is because that's just the way science has been for 200 years. They
my
won't have
God.
any of it. Even
When
though
people
there are
have brain
scientific
damage, their
institutions that prove
personality
that
and
theory
everything
wrong.
is changed
The
forever
noetics and the
sometimes.
words
Like,
That's
of
because
biologists Rupert Sheldrake
that's
and
because
Richard
Chris, they are not believing in themselves.
have more than
Oh, yeah, I
proven
forgot
mass
about that.
consciousness exists and is definitely not a part of the brain. Now,
Definitely
no
is, though.
disrespect to the scientific community, but that assumption that we're still holding on to has not gotten us anywhere. It's
What are
time
you
we
talking?
begin to question the decision.
Wait, is this person saying the assumption that consciousness comes from the brain hasn't gotten us anywhere?
It has. It
It
has led
is-
to a revolution.
Yeah,
in
seriously.
brain science. What the?
Brain surgery, psychology, medicine. Holy fuck.
Decisions of our ancestors, because many of the things that we've been led to believe to be true simply is not. I'm not saying blindly accept all of the new stuff that's coming out nowadays, but we should at least put it on the table and be able to discuss it as a global community. One other thing before we get this rolling. I want to give an overview about what
How
sacred
the fuck
geometry
could you
really
discuss
is.
anything as a
Sacred
goddamn
geometry
global?
is the geometry of consciousness. It revolves
Oh
around the
my
idea that
God.
all consciousness, including human, is solely based on sacred geometry. Because it is, we can begin to see and understand where
Oh
we
my
have come
Wait,
from,
God.
wait,
where we
so
are now, and where we're going.
holy that was a lot of bullshit in a minute and a half. So all consciousness doesn't come from the brain, it comes from weird ass shapes.
Yeah, it comes from circles and squares and triangles.
Holy shit.
Genius.
The universe is infinite. It has no
No, it
beginning
isn't.
and
No.
no end.
Nope, had a
Both
beginning.
science and religion, creation is often discussed from the perspective of having a set or a specific beginning. Science call it Big Bang. This is the theory that says everything in the universe was compressed to the point of a single, infinitesimally small particle. Something we would
No.
perceive as unity,
No.
and then
No.
rapidly exploded and expanded outwards and created everything in the universe. In religion, it is generally called creation. When God, or some all-knowing and all-seeing entity, being the only one imbued with such power, created everything, presumably in 6 days, before taking a well-deserved day off. Let's take a step outside the box for a second, and put these two sides of this cosmic coin into a Vesca Pisces. As usual,
Wait,
two
why?
enemies that never got along actually have quite a lot in common.
No, they don't. They have nothing in
Both say that
common.
the universe
They have nothing in common.
Well, let's see.
started with
Okay.
and expanded outwards. Say
No.
that light was an important factor in creation as well. If at the beginning of the universe we were one essence and somehow became everything, then both are saying the same thing, that we came from the same source.
No.
But
No.
how can we make sense out of that statement, the universe
Yeah,
is
those aren't-
infinite, if we are measuring it
They're not
from
really
the sense of
saying the
having a
same
beginning?
thing, though.
And this is
Yeah.
what we're going to talk
One of
about
those is
now.
positing a
If
like,
we value the
universal
pursuit of
overlord.
knowledge, we must be free to follow wherever that search may lead us. The free mind is not a barking dog to be tethered on a 10-foot chain. Today,
Okay,
I want to
cool.
talk about two specific energies that can be expressed through this image. The energy that flows here is male and female energy. Male energy is focused, and female energy is creative.
Wait,
and
is this
random.
just like we already saw this?
Yeah,
video.
we already
Neither
did.
greater nor weaker than the other, and
Is
both
this
can
just
be
all his
extremely
geometry
powerful when
bullshit
polymer-
combined in
Yeah,
the one video?
I think so. All right, let's watch.
This person's just like straight up idiot.
Yeah, this might be like the dumbest person. I don't know. I wouldn't say they're as dumb as a Donald Trump voter, but they're pretty close.
Well, okay, I'm not gonna call any of them dumb. I'll just say they're very, very, very uninformed and ignorant. Is what I'll say.
Donald Trump voters.
And this person, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some of them are stupid, but
I think this person genuinely is stupid.
I mean, they could be smart though. You know, like there are like religious people who are smart. They're just like on this subject, they're just really dumb.
Yeah.
But I'd be highly skeptical of that with this guy because he seems to just be swimming in his own bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, too deep to be redeemed.
Oh my God, the 4 elements.
Okay.
I'm trying to like end it on like a doozy. Like to end this on
Oh, all right. Let's watch
Math of God.
Oh my God. Math of God. All right, either Math of God or Evolution.
Let's do.
I don't care which.
Yeah, let's do
If we
evolution.
value the pursuit of knowledge, we must be free to follow wherever that search may lead us. The free mind is not a barking dog to be tethered
Yeah,
on
and
a
it's led this
10-foot
guy
chain.
straight into his own ass.
Time period, there was a social movement liberating the modern world
Wait,
from the
we
reign
saw
of control
this.
Yeah.
that religion
Didn't we?
and superstition had on the people.
Wait, skip ahead.
Essentially, all of it went right out of the business is because that's
Yeah, like
just the way
far.
science has been. Table and be able
Okay.
to go in particular. Today, we're going to be looking at another way that humans grow through phi. Instead of looking at if you haven't mankind
Okay.
in an era dominated. An
There we go.
apocalypse is a disclosure of something hidden from the majority of mankind in an era dominated by falsehood and misconception.
No, it's not. What?
If you haven't seen Lesson 10 already, you should probably watch that one first. This lesson builds on what we covered last time, the phi ratio in
Yeah, I
particular.
fucking hate
Today,
that he
we're
calls
going to
them
be looking at
lessons.
another way that humans
Yeah.
grow through phi. Instead
More like
of looking at phi
brainwashing
inside the body,
sessions.
we're going to be looking at phi outside the body, and what it means for us in this pivotal point in human history. One
Means
other thing
nothing.
before we get this rolling. I want to give an overview about what sacred geometry really is.
Oh my
Sacred
god.
geometry is the geometry of consciousness.
This
It
is
revolves
starting
around
to
the
piss
idea
me
that
off
all
now.
consciousness,
Yeah.
including human, is solely based on sacred
Oh, we
geometry.
already saw this part.
Because it is, we can begin to see and understand where we have
Okay,
a vibration.
I can't wait
sound,
to
the
see how
platonic solids which
triangles
created
and
structure
fucking
throughout the universe.
hexagons
The
and
second
shit are
system was the basis
responsible
of
for
how
evolution.
vibration, sound, harmonics, music, and matter are all interrelated in all of creation. Today, we will look at the third system. The fruit of life will reveal itself in the process. We'll call this system the circles and squares of human consciousness. It is what the Chinese called circling the square and squaring the circle.
Yeah, well, they're dumbasses.
Yeah, fuck the Chinese.
Yeah, fuck them. Oh, Jesus.
Remember when we discussed the platonic solids in Lesson 6?
Yeah,
I
that was
explained that there
bullshit.
are
I
5
remember.
shapes from which all shapes and matter in existence come from and form into.
Oh,
I showed you
Jesus.
that all of them will sit perfectly within a sphere, each with every corner touching the sphere.
You can draw a circle around literally everything.
That can do that. It's a
Yeah, that's how
characteristic that
circles
only
work,
one of
though.
the platonic solids has.
Um,
It is the cube, which you can put every single platonic solid inside, and an edge.
If
or
it's
point
big enough, yeah.
the cube perfectly. Through truncating the cube in different ways, you can create all of the other shapes. Because of this characteristic,
my
it
God.
essentially means that
By
the cube
changing
is like the
shapes, you
father
can
of all
change-
shapes. It is a male form. Of all
Shit.
shapes. It is a female form.
See, if you take this shape
All levels of
and erase it
consciousness
and
in the
completely
universe are
redraw it
integrated
as
by a
another
single
shape,
image
you can
of
see
sacred
that it
geometry.
becomes another shape.
It is
That's
the key to
That's
space,
fucking
time, and
profound.
as well as consciousness itself. Each level is a geometric image or lens that spirit looks through to see the one reality, resulting in a
it
completely
isn't.
different
You
experience.
just drew this shit.
In the case of humans,
You just
this
drew a
image
bunch
is
of
a
goddamn
sphere.
circles and fucking
This is what
squares.
Leonardo da Vinci was doing when he drew this drawing, and I'm going to show you what the circle and square combination mean. If you put a circle inside a square
I'm
perfectly,
pretty sure
and
that's
then
not
continue
what
to put
Leonardo
another
da Vinci
circle and
was
square,
doing.
each with the same diameter, one radius away on all sides, going outwards, you get a drawing that looks like this. You'll notice
Okay.
that with the first circle and square, they fit perfectly within the other. This also happens with the second circle and square. However, then the squares begin penetrating circles. The male form begins interacting with the female form. Why is
What?
this important?
No,
Well, the
that's
circles
not
and
why.
squares begin to
Because you
equate
fucked
to
up your
pi.
math.
See, when the circumference of a circle and the perimeter of the square are equal, this equates the phi ratio. So as you can see on this diagram, on the fourth square and the fifth circle, it begins to create the phi ratio. It's close, but not perfect. It's only a 0.6 difference. I'm measuring in radii, by the way. The inner circle has a radius of 1, so it's 2 radii across. The next is 4, and then 6, 8, 10, and so on. Anyways, so the one we just looked at makes a close phi ratio, and then it moves out of sync, staying out of sync for a bit, and then bam. Again, it moves into yet another phi ratio. This time, the
What does
difference
that have to
is
do
only
with
0.5,
anything?
Nothing.
even closer to perfection than before. This will continue on forever. If you were to continue this drawing outwards to infinity, each time it would go into sync, drop out of sync for a few circles and squares, but then eventually hit phi again closer than it did the last time. Right now, there are 3 primary levels of consciousness that we're
So?
going to
Yeah, that's an interesting
they are
math.
essentially who we were, who we
trivia
are,
bit,
and who we
but-
will be. We'll call it first, second,
Oh
and
my
third,
God.
so that it's easy to understand what we're talking about. The ancient Egyptians were very concerned with these 3 levels as well, and much of their culture was based on this
Fuck them,
information.
they're extinct.
Each
Yeah.
of these levels has their own
gives a
geometric
shit
lens
what they
too,
thought?
which look like this. We'll come back to these soon. This is the first level of consciousness, and this is the third. We are on neither of these 2 phi levels on the circle and square chart. Where we are, the second level
does
of
that even
consciousness
mean?
is here. We are on the 5th
What does this
square
have to do with
relative
evolution?
to the
Goes
circle.
throughout their
For quite a
fucking
while now,
life
I've been
believing
saying that
this
we're at a
shit.
disharmonic level, and it's something that we're
Oh
passing
my
through as a
God.
species. Now you begin to see the bigger
Thi-
picture of what.
This reminds me of
Does
that,
this
like,
person have a job? Like, do they like do shit in like real life and interact with humans? Jesus. If it is, I don't think it's in a safe way. I don't. I'm serious. This person's insane.
yeah.
Like for real. And like the dangerous insane where they like seem really genuine and nice about it. But what just one bad day and this guy's gonna shoot up a fucking school or something.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this person.
He sounds like a schizophrenic. I'm just gonna like if he's seeing squares and circles and shit all over the place. Yeah, your brain's like fried.
Is that what schizophrenia does? Like, makes you see weird shit? Or?
Yeah, my grandma was schizophrenic. She used to fucking like or have arguments with people who like weren't there, and like get really pissed off at people like knocking on the door and stuff when nobody was.
Oh my God.
Yeah, unless you take medicine, then you'll end up like this guy if you don't.
Yeah, this makes me glad that medicine exists.
Yeah.
Like, this would be like a good public service announcement on like why you should take medicine, so that you don't end up like this weird fuck and like draw yourself as a
Like, does this guy have
patch
a family
doll.
and stuff? Like, what do they think?
If he has
Imagine having a fucking kid who's like sits there and like talks to you about sacred geometry and shit.
I'd beat my kid.
I'd kick his ass.
Yeah,
I would.
that's why I'm not gonna have kids,
Yeah.
because I have a fear now that one of them will like believe in sacred geometry.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck kids, they're dumb.
Yeah,
I've explained the free time. I've already explained my time thing.
yeah.
The reason it's disharmonic is because it does not equate a phi ratio.
I don't condone beating kids, by the way.
Well, what if they deserve it?
Disharmonic levels
yeah.
are
What if you
important
saw
because they
your
bridge a gap
kid
between
murder
the
your
divine
neighbor?
pure levels.
Okay, yeah, then I'd
When
beat
a
them.
species
Yeah.
is here, it has to get in and get out as fast as possible, or else they will destroy themselves and everything around them incredibly quickly. You can see this happening all around the world today.
That's not how
because we're at the
global
very
warming
end of it,
happens.
and everything is crashing down on us.
Someone's not like
We've
shooting
discussed this
global
all
warming
before,
out of a
notably
rocket.
in the intros of Lesson 1 and 2. So the reason that we're on this circle and square combination and not the 6 square relative to some of
We're not on circles and squares! Oh my god!
This is an
it
evolution.
actually creates a bridge. It connects us
Yeah,
from
yeah,
two
like
harmonic
how is this
levels of
evolution
being.
then?
It's
We're
That's what
moving
I'm
from one state
I'm
of
waiting
being
for
to the
that.
other, this time even closer to source. This is a very exciting time for us. Oh, let me show you this too.
A pyramid
This is how the Great
scheme.
Pyramid is built. This chamber here is called the King's Chamber. If you cut the Great Pyramid horizontally at the King's Chamber, which was the main initiation chamber, and rotate the top half 45 degrees, it makes the exact same image as our level of consciousness. There's a reason for that. The Great Pyramid is the key instrument in allowing humans to
What?
reach the level of consciousness, both as a
Wait,
species
wait,
and
wait.
individually.
So the ancient Egyptian architects and engineers knew math. Therefore, all our consciousnesses fit inside circles and squares.
Man, this person's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what the pyramids were? A colossal waste of fucking time. That's what they are. That's what they were. That's what they always
They're
will
rich
be. They
people's-
have no secret fucking meaning.
They're-
Aliens didn't make them. They're not sacred geometry bullshit. They're giant fucking triangles with a dead person inside of them.
Yeah, they're pretty much rich assholes vanity projects.
Yeah.
They use slave labor to build. That's all they are.
Yeah.
In fact, that's part of the
Fuck
reason
the
why Great
pyramids.
were
Yeah.
created in the first place. Let's talk more about these levels, though. So what Leonardo was drawing was actually the first level of consciousness.
I'm pretty
Oh my
sure he
God.
was drawing
He
a
had
human.
lines in
I'm
his
pretty sure he was
drawing. If you
researching
complete
human
this grid,
anatomy.
He creates an 8 by 8
God.
grid. This is the same 64 square
This is all
grid as the
gibberish.
first level. Measuring in radii, this grid
Like,
is 8 by 8.
they're not even making
However,
points
this
I
circle
can,
has
like,
10 radii
refute.
across, so we'll call
He's
this
just-
first level an 8 by 10. This
He's
is
drawing
really cool.
circles and squares
According to
within
Thoth,
circles
the
and
Great
squares.
Masters
Yeah,
provided much of
repeatedly.
this information with
This
us.
is the dumbest
First
thing
level
I've ever
is
seen in my
the
life.
where consciousness
I've
is
seen a
found.
lot of dumb
The second
things.
level has 10 squares
like, this is
across a large
dumber
square
than-
and a 12
Like, it started
radii
out kind of funny,
So
but
we'll
now it's
call it
just
a
making
10
me
by
angry.
12.
Yeah.
Where we are now. This level is the third
We're
level.
not-
Which is also called Christ consciousness. It is a 14 by 18. Now, there's always a reason for everything in sacred geometry. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens without a reason. Everything is connected.
Lots of
whole
things
spectrum
happen
of
for
possibilities.
without a
Why did
for,
self-aware human consciousness begin when the
lots of things happen without a reason.
Well, he
A kid drowning in the
he,
pool.
he means within the theory of sacred geometry, which but that doesn't make sense because like things just happen.
Oh my
Like
God.
there's not a reason for everything.
Yeah, like lots of kids, like lots of parents lose their kids from swimming pools. Is there a reason for that? No.
The kids just probably can't swim. This is dumb.
Or maybe that kid wasn't believing in themselves. That's why they drowned.
Yeah, if he would have just believed that he could breathe underwater, he's just a fucking idiot. That's
Yeah,
why.
it's just.
And
they're-
according to sacred geometry, he deserved to die.
yeah, those parents' child died because it was a manifestation of their negative energies,
That's true.
and like that's led to their child's death.
Yep.
square went into harmony with the fifth circle. Well, let's overlay the fruit of life over our first level for a second.
Oh my God, this has
Look at
nothing to
that.
do with
It's
evolution.
exactly this drawing.
More
also contains
circles.
more. I could
More
probably do
circles.
4
Fuck you.
Look at this. I drew these circles that fit perfectly into this other shape that
If
I
we're
drew.
really
Oh, okay.
organism,
Now they're talking about evolution
we're
here.
moving into a new state of being. We are transferring from the second level of consciousness to the third, also called Christ consciousness.
Oh my
If we
God.
look at evolution in Earth's history, we always seem to make random jumps. They're always missing
That's
one.
not-
Oh no!
That isn't how evolution
No.
works. Like that's those drawings.
Holy shit!
That's not actually what happened. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're leaving out a lot of. There's a lot of species.
That depiction is a depiction of like millions of years of evolution. That's not. Oh my god.
No, that like ugly ass like ape person in the middle gave birth to that humanoid fuck one day, and then that humanoid person like gave birth to a human, and then that human killed the monkey man and like asserted, "I am the new species now. I am the new dominant species."
Why can't people get
Scientists
that?
say that we just
Why don't they
haven't found all the
understand it's like a
fossils.
gradual thing over
Creationists
time?
say that God did it, and therefore it's part of some divine plan. But looking at what we just learned about
I say circles and squares
does it not
did it.
make sense that evolution and creationism are just two sides of the same coin?
Oh yeah.
No,
One's like wrong and one's right.
They're directly in opposition to one another.
Right.
Through different states of being, constantly moving closer and closer to divinity, to Phi. Every time it reaches a new stage, it makes a rapid biological change into something new, like what we're doing
How it
now.
happens.
It wasn't
This is what
rapid.
the ancient
It was
Egyptians
very
called
slow.
resurrection, which we mentioned in lesson 7.
It was like orange turning into
If we're
red
really going through
gradually.
An evolution of consciousness. What's happening inside of us? Surely this would mean that there are also biological changes happening to us at our core level, right?
Okay, yeah,
Does modern
so
science see any big changes that they're afraid to tell the general public because they think it will cause a panic?
No.
Short answer, yes.
No.
Oh,
You know why we don't see giant,
changing.
huge
Right now,
genetic
as you're
changes?
watching this,
Because that's not how
your DNA
evolution
is
works, you
mutating.
fucking idiot.
See, in the last few months, modern medicine
There's no
has finally
selective
accepted
pressures on the
publicly-
human species. There is no.
okay. First acknowledged case by modern medicine of a human with 3 DNA strands, and that's why it looks all fucked up.
And
that a child was
It's a
born with
mutation.
3 DNA strands
What of
rather
it?
than 2. In a simplified way of seeing it, we're adding an entirely new strand to our DNA, going from a double helix to a triple helix. This wasn't discovered.
no, we aren't. One person had that.
I wonder
One
if this
person had. That's
I
not
want-
the. Oh my god.
I wonder if this person thinks like people with Down syndrome are like more evolved because they have one chromosome too many.
I mean, it fits with their fucking logic.
Yeah, I mean, more is better.
Recently, though. In fact, scientists have been studying this for almost 10 to 20 years now. Several years ago in New Mexico, there was a convention of geneticists from all over the world with the main topic of discussion being DNA mutations. Scientists acknowledge that we are changing, but the end result, they do not know.
Oh my
Through sacred
God.
geometry,
We're not all
we can actually
mutating.
see where we could be going.
That's all
12
called.
strands activated, you have 10 times as much information available to you than you do with just 2 strands, as we do now. Not only that, but the 12 strands work in sync with the 12 chakras, providing an immense into the body.
It's not
We're
how.
about to become
This isn't how evolution
enabling
works.
us
We're
to
not going to
understand
become the
new
X-Men.
things that currently-
That's not how mutation
Downright
works. That's not.
Wait, I gotta rewind this. Does this person think we're gonna become the X-Men?
Like, that'd be fucking sweet, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
An immense amount of energy into the body. We are about to become super beings, enabling us to understand. and use
That's what he
something
said!
Paranormal, bizarre, or downright
Even if we were
impossible.
all super
From
mutants,
the
that would
article,
just be the
bigger
new
picture
norm.
by
It wouldn't
Suzanne
be
Clark,
like you wouldn't
we
be
are
a
being
mutant.
changed physically from carbon-based beings
It
to
defeats the
crystalline-based
purpose of being a
beings.
mutant
This
if everyone else is
interesting,
also
because
a
I've actually
mutant.
heard this from
Then they
various
wouldn't be
channels.
mutants.
Ascension and transformation into crystalline at our core. First the psychics were telling us this, and now we have science backing it up.
No, we don't.
Oh
You
my
fucking
God.
maniac.
Going through a shift.
This person's
I'll
retarded.
close with this. In almost every ancient text and Bible, it speaks about a great shift and awakening. The Bible speaks about the coming
That's
of
very
Christ.
vague.
This is interesting, actually, because Christ is the name of the 3rd level of consciousness. I didn't just make that up.
That you. No,
Yeah, you did.
No,
Yeah,
you
you
did.
did.
You did make
You
that up,
totally
you piece of
fucking
shit.
made it
Not
up.
that Jesus is going to show up with a big A. But we are actually moving into the level of conscious understanding that Jesus had.
I hate this
It is
person.
the
I hate-
coming
I-
of
I do
Christ
too.
Through the human species.
We're all
Now we
becoming
come to
Jesus.
2012.
That's not how mutations work.
Okay.
The only way a mutation would change a population is if that mutation caused them to be better suited for the environment than other species and better able to reproduce than other members of the species. That's the only way it happens. That's
Yeah.
not how it works with human. That little fucking weird kid with 3 strands of DNA isn't going to help him reproduce over the rest of us. It's going to have no effect on. This person is dumb.
Yeah, I was gonna say that about mutation, but like then they mentioned the X-Men, and like I forgot that. So this person literally thinks that X-Men are real, or going to be real.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is why, like, when I started going to college to get a degree in this kind of stuff, like, I was excited, but now I'm just like, I don't give a shit anymore because I realize there are humans out there, thousands of people like this guy who refuse to listen.
468,000. Wait, let's see how many subscribers this person
It
has.
showed it right there.
Oh. 528,000. So like 500,000 people
Yeah.
agree with this guy.
Yeah.
500,000. All right, yeah, I think that was a good one to end it on.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god.
That was rough.
That's so weird. God, weird. What the fuck is up with the goddamn circles and squares shit?
I don't know. I wonder if they have like circle jerks in these.
Is that person like? Did they just like take
Circle.
DMT and like the shit they saw? They thought that was like, oh man, I'm like looking into what reality really is. All these weird ass shapes.
Yeah, like
Because it.
none of my drug experiences ever made me have thoughts that are this fucking weird.
Yeah, this person's just got to be like dumb. Like they got to be.
Yeah.
There is no drugs that'll make you go like that far out. Like if you're not already like inclined to that kind of shit and you don't already have some of these ideas, there is no drug that's just going to make you do a total fucking like 180 in your personality.
Well, maybe meth, but
Maybe like over time, I guess.
yeah,
But even I know a shit ton of people who are meth addicts and they're not really like,
this dumb.
they're still kind of the same person. It's just like, you know, they're addicted to meth.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
This is, I'm astonished. This is just fucking strange. Seriously, like this is weird
Yeah,
as shit.
I knew it was gonna be weird, but holy fuck.
The fucking moon is like fake and it was made by circles and squares.
Like evolution is because of circles and squares.
Evolution is because we're evolving into a larger square with a circle inside of us.
And like people are poor in Africa because the U.S. people in the United States are hogging up the Earth's limited supply of happiness.
Yeah, we're all like thinking too much.
Yeah, we're all
And
thinking
our
too much.
male energy is interfering with. See how fucking weird it sounds like when like normal human beings try to discuss like that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fucked up.
All right.
The more I look at this shit, it just like drains me of any hope for humanity.
Yeah, like
Jesus.
my head like hurts now. It like literally hurts now from this.
Yeah.
All right. Any other closing thoughts or?
Nah, fuck this guy. It
Okay,
sucks.
yeah, that's my Fuck this guy. This person's an idiot. The word it shouldn't be called spirit science. It should be called spirit bullshit.
Huh. Yeah, we should call it dumb science. Right? Huh.
I think that's going to be the thumbnail.
It's like the most juvenile joke.
Yeah.
Like poop science. Shh.
Or spirit bullshit. or spirit shit. I don't know. We'll think of something good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, guess I'll end it now.